I'm going to read you now that kept me on track, man, and that's one of his countrymen, Solzhenitsyn quote. And this is kind of what the movie was all about to me, and I was hoping that we would serve this passage. It's a quote of Solzhenitsyn. Am I pronouncing that right?
Absolutely. Sure.
It says, "If only it were so simple. If only there were evil people somewhere insidiously committing evil deeds, and it were necessary only to separate them from the rest of us and destroy them. But the line dividing good and evil cuts through the heart of every human being. And who is willing to destroy a piece of his own heart?" Yeah? About being in the movies, and what you guys are digging about watching these movies, this idea of imagination. How bizarre that in this cruel kind of world, nature can be very cruel, but human beings have been given this evolutionary gift of imagination, and we can use this imagination to dream of peace, which is, kind of a bizarre thing. And that's kind of our task, is my task anyway, as a filmmaker, to realize this dream and make stories about, realizing peace. And it's a struggle, we have to learn that lesson over and over and over again. It's kind of like the lesson of, I don't know, for me personally, drinking too much. How many times do you learn the hangover lesson, man? Come on.
Think about 7,000 times here.
But anyway, that was the most challenging thing, to keep on the line of telling that story. Yeah.
Top that every other panel. Ben, tell us a little bit about your character. Tell us what his relationship is to Jeff's character and where he kind of lands in the movie.
I play a character called Tom Ward, who is a young pig farmer in the middle of nowhere in our mysterious land. And he knows that he's meant for something more in this world, but he doesn't know what that is. He just feels alienated and different. And Jeff's character, Master Gregory, who is this grumbling, wonderful fighter of the dark side, turns up one day at my house, and my mother figure knows that something's up, and I know that something's up, but I don't know what, and I get sold to it. For a small bag of gold, and I think it's very exciting until I realise that he's essentially going to treat me like a servant, initially anyway, and this great bond forms between the two of them over time, and together they have to band together to fight the forces of evil, which are combining as the blood red moon rises, and it's good old-fashioned good versus evil with a few moral dilemmas thrown in.
And what's the experience like working with Jeff?
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, I hadn't before I did it. I hadn't heard of him before, but when I got the job, I watched some of his movies and I realised that
he's done a few of them.
Yeah. No, of course. I mean, a dream come true. I was here 2 years ago. And we couldn't answer any of her questions because we hadn't done anything or seen anything. I didn't know anything. And every question that I was asked when I watched back the video, rather embarrassingly, was, "Because Jeff Bridges is in it." But he is in it. So it was fair.
I'm glad, because you played that really well, and you were like, "I'd never seen his movies before." I could feel the air go, "What?"
No, the man is my idol, and is even more now, even more so now.
Kit, where do you fall into the story? Where do you fall into the story?
I love you, Kit.
Oh, we all love him. Stop it. Where do you fall into the story, and how do you like these kind of like epic period pieces?
So I'm Jeff's long-term, long-suffering apprentice.
Favorite.
Yeah. And you meet me at the start of the film, and I've grown good at what I do, but maybe not good enough. It's kind of, I'm sort of in a very exciting action-packed sequence.
Yeah.
Near the top of the movie.
I just have to ask you, as for you, Kit, like, this is where you normally shoot before you shoot Game of Thrones, and then with this, you're sort of isolated. You're out, you know, in the middle of the world shooting, and then you get to come here and sort of feel like what that has led to. What has that experience been like for you, like in the last couple of years?
I think I've definitely suffered as far as locations are concerned. On this movie, I was under a rain tower for like 7 full days, which is, and then on Thrones, I'm in the middle of Iceland at -35, so it's not the most comfortable of shooting experiences, but it's incredible coming onto this movie and seeing what a legendary production is, and how much care and, frankly, money and everything they put into these things. And it's been a great experience being involved in it.
Excellent.
It was quite, for me, Seventh Son, I mean, we had a couple fight scenes, of course, and I really enjoyed, you know, embracing the idea of having like 2 swords, and you just start to play around with this, and, you know, I can turn into an owl in that character. So I actually enjoyed it. You know, it is always a challenge, but particularly in this movie, fighting with this beautiful dress, that was quite something. Because it is heavy and it is quite, how can I say?
Feathery.
Thank you, Ben. It's feathery.